Now then, let's take a closer look at PhD's Xero sleeping bag, a downfill sleeping bag that is designed for polar expedition use, particularly for long expeditions. And there's a few features here that are very interesting and unique to those sorts of circumstances. This one here actually is a Xero 1300. It's rated at -54, or if you put higher grade down in 950 down, it's rated at -59 degrees C. So it's one of the warmest bags that PhD make. When we made this bag for Ranulph Fiennes to use in the coldest journey in the world in his attempt to cross Antarctica in the winter. We actually used 1000 fill-power down, and we actually made the bag warmer. We made the bag rated with a typical operating temperature of -70 degrees centigrade, because that was a very, very long expedition in the dark months in Antarctica. Sounds really grim, but a really tough situation. And the Xero bag was the bag of choice used for those long, arduous polar challenges. It's a mummy-shaped bag, but one of the unique features of the Xero bags is that they're cut wider. They're actually designed to be used with down clothing inside them. So if you've got a down suit or a heavy down jacket and trousers, you can wear them. There's enough space in here to wear them inside, and of course there's space inside these bags for kit. So if you've got batteries and water and clothing, that sort of gear, where it pays to have it inside the sleeping bag to keep it warm, to either stop it freezing or to keep it working, or just keep it warm so it's nice to put it on when you get up in the morning. So a bag with extra width built into it, designed with space inside it. Down-filled, and we've got a mummy-shaped bag here, so a close-fitting hood coming in off the shoulder, quite a narrow top to it, so really designed to get maximum warmth, and a box wall construction, ovoid foot piece, plenty of space for your feet, but extra down to really insulate your feet very well. Now, one of the unusual features of the Xeros, apart from the fact that they're wider than normal, there's more space inside them, one of the unusual features is it's a box wall construction, but a trapezoid construction. So the box walls, you'll see here, if you just look here, there's a wide panel, then a narrow panel, and that's because the box wall doesn't go straight down. It's not perfectly vertical, it's actually angled. So where you see a wide panel, it's wide and it's coming into almost a V shape. It's angled inwards. And the narrow panel, that's correspondingly angled outwards. So you get this box wall trapeze, what they call a trapezoid baffle, and that's designed to hold the down in place and to stop any potential drifting of the down. So in these very, very low temperatures, -50, this one's built in 950 down, it's designed for -59, so very low temperatures, and on a long expedition you really are looking to keep that down in place. There's also, the other feature you'll have spotted is they're trapezoid baffles, but they're also in two ways. On the legs they run across horizontally, and on the chest they run vertically, and that's so that because there's a lot of down there and the shape of the chest, what you're trying to do is prevent any drifting of the down. If that was a horizontal panel, there's potential for it to go a bit thinner in the middle and more down to drift to the sides. So by going with a vertical panel here, it's designed to stop that down drifting, and lower down it's designed to stop down drifting down. If we went with a vertical panel all the way down, there's potential for it to drift that way. So you've got this two things here. You've got a change in direction of the panel and a change in actual orientation of that panel. Instead of it being a box wall straight down, it's actually an angled wall, and then the other panel is obviously at the other angle. So quite elaborate. And when you talk about box wall, as you'll know that that's a fabric wall here stitched into the fabric there. Underneath it is a fabric wall, and it holds the down in place, and it allows us to go deeper with the down. But equally, the width of that wall varies. Our walls vary from about about an inch thick and all the way up to 6 inches, so very deep panels. So a lot of down in these bags. The other points of interest here are the side panels. We've got side block baffles to stop down drifting or moving at the sides. We've also got these V panels at the side which are filled with down. So that is a panel that actually comes down to a V shape. That was too exaggerated. It's a V shape like that, and that's filled with down. So there's no potential thinning of the down on these sides where you've got a vertical wall in effect. So the down is pinned into place. Effect, it's held in place on those side walls. I'll show you that side. So there's your side V panel. On the top of it, this one has a full length side zip. And I'll show you the zip. Now the zip, this is a full length zip. It's a two-way zip, so there's a zip puller at the top and one at the bottom, so you can unzip it from the bottom if you want to cool your feet. I'll open it up, and inside behind that panel is a draft tube, a down-filled tube. There's two of them, one on each side, so that when they come together they seal and stop cold air getting through. A zip is in effect no more, it's no more effective at keeping out the cold than a sieve. Air just goes through it. So you need a good design of a draft tube, a down-filled draft tube behind it. There's two here. So that's the sort of design features of the bag. I'll just talk to you a little bit about the materials involved. It can be built in 900 fill power down. Now that's pure natural goose down, 900 fill power, very, very high quality down. There's no chemical treatments to this down. There's no treatment to stiffen it or improve its fill power rating or alter its properties. It's high quality goose down, and it's 100% pure goose, so it's it's the highest quality down you can get. 900 fill power. We can also fill it with 950, and in this case we use the same volume of down, so by putting in a higher quality down with a higher loft, you get more insulation. So the bag is actually rated at -59 in that case. -54 filled with 900, -59 degrees C filled with 950 down. You've got the option. The bag can be made in a couple of different fabrics. We can use ultra shell. This is ultra shell, PhD's ultra shell. Superb fabric. It's a lightweight sleeping bag fabric, but the really interesting property, well, three really interesting properties. It's lightweight, so it allows full loft of the down. Very lightweight fabrics give you greater loft from your down, so greater warmth. But this fabric has got two waterproof treatments to it. One on the outer, the face fabric as they call it, the outer of the fabric. That's a DWR sprayed on treatment, and that's when you get the beading. If you spill water on it, it beads and runs off. The other proofing is on the other side, the underside of the fabric, and that's a permanent sprayed on treatment, and it makes the fabric water resistant and breathable. So you get a very high degree of proofing from the fabric, and that's to protect the down. How much water are you going to get on a bag like this in Arctic conditions? Well, there are occasions where it's a problem. For instance, inside a tent, your condensation freezes. There's a hoarfrost on the inner of the tent, so you almost get this white coating on the inner of the tent. And in effect, if it gets windy or in the morning when you're rooting around your tent getting sorted, it usually falls back down on top of you like snow, and your sleeping bag's covered in snow. And of course you can bring snow into the tent as well. So those are the usual places moisture gets in. In very low temperatures, it's not a real problem, but we still find that a waterproof treatment to the bag really helps protect that down. It can, of course, we make the PhD makes sleeping bags to order for our clients, and because of that we're able to offer a few options. And one of the options there, before we build a sleeping bag, you can choose what fabric you want us to build the bag in. We build these bags in ultra shell, but it can also be built in Dry-LX. Now Dry-LX is a waterproof fabric, but it's a waterproof breathable laminate. It's got a laminate coating bonded to it, and because of that we are able to seam seal that fabric, so we can put a waterproof shell right over the bag. It's a bit like having a bivy bag over the top of your sleeping bag, but the bag is permanently stitched into that layer, and that would be an option if you were really going on an expedition where wetness was a likely problem for you. It adds weight, it adds bulk. Bulk is less of a problem in polar expeditions because the bags are usually put in a Arctic bedding system strapped to the top of the pulk, not rolled up and squashed away. They're actually kept almost sort of like this, but just strapped onto a pulk. So bulk is less of a problem, but weight is a concern. Everybody looks at weight. How much weight are you dragging for how many days? So it's worth considering which outer fabric to use. As I say, the most usual option is ultra shell. Now, let's have a look. The zip, this is a full length zip. We can build these bags with a zip on the left side or a zip on the right side. If you're right-handed, the normal place for a zip is on the left, so you can reach over your chest and unzip it comfortably. It's quite difficult to do it with my left hand. If you're left-handed, we normally put a zip on the right. So we can put it wherever you want the zip, and we could put a short zip in or a full-length zip. Now, the short zip version, which is designed first of all to allow entry into the bag, it gives you more space to get in. But with the short zip, it's got a unique feature, and that is that rather than draft tubes behind the zip, we put a down-filled panel behind the zip, a full width gusset. It's like a V shape, and it opens out, allows you to enter the bag, but it puts in this down-filled gusset there. That's there to give a fail-safe system on a long expedition. If a zip failed, or if you had trouble with a zip, you've got a down-filled gusset. That gives you two benefits in effect. First of all, it's a fail-safe to a zip, and secondly, it expands the width of the bag. So if you were wearing very bulky clothing, or you wanted to stash a lot of gear inside your sleeping bag, like water and batteries, of course, and clothing, if you wanted to really stash gear in, that down-filled gusset allows you to really expand the width of that bag. Let's just have a look at the inside. The inside is made of two different fabrics. First of all, the inner is a black fabric, MX fabric, and black is used as the inner because it dries out quickly. If with a day like today, you've got the sun really warming the fabric, and black absorbs that heat quickest. So if you're using sole again as your heating system to dry out a piece of kit, black's the best colour. And so the inner is black to dry the bag out, turn it inside out and dry it out quick. At the hood end, around the hood, inside of the hood and around the collar, it's actually built out of ultra shell again. So this PHD's water resistant fabric, and that's designed to prevent any moisture from your breath getting into the down and getting ice inside on the down. So quite a protective layer of fabric right around your shoulders and around your head to prevent moisture getting to the down. And also, I'll show it here if I can, on the inside of the bag we've put dry shell at the foot piece as well. So just a panel of dry shell here, and that again is designed to reduce moisture getting to the down. If you get into your sleeping bag at the end of a day with the socks on that you've used all day, they might not feel damp, but they almost certainly will be. And that moisture can get across to the down and cause ice inside there. So the ultra shell panel at the foot of the bag is designed to protect all that down from the dampness from your socks. Okay. So there we have a look at the Xero sleeping bags. This one is the Xero 1300. We also offer a Xero 1000, and they're primarily designed for long expeditions, most usually chosen for polar expeditions. We've made these for British Antarctic Survey, made them for long polar expeditions, and they're designed with extra security in the features of the bag and extra width in the bag to allow more stashing of kit inside the bag. So there we are, a close look at the Xero Expedition Down sleeping bags. Cheers.